everyone, we're going to evaluate the definite integral from 0 to pi of absolute value of sine of x plus cosine of x dx. Before we start, I can rewrite this integral as from 0 to pi, and I can rewrite this as square root of 2, absolute value of square root of 2 times sine of x plus pi divided by 4, using my sum formula for sine. And I'm going to do this very quickly, but if you remember from pre-cal days or from your trig days, if you had sine of x plus cosine of x equals 1 and you were trying to solve for this, you would have solving for linear sine and cosine. So basically the trick is we have the coefficient is 1 and 1, and if you can divide both pieces by a squared plus b squared, so in our case that would be 1 squared plus 1 squared, then we could divide each of these pieces terms by square root of 2. And that means there exists an angle common to both sine and cosine that equals 1 divided by square root of 2 in our case. And that would be x is pi divided by 4. And so basically you can write this whole thing on this side as sine of x plus pi divided by 4. Now I set this to 1. If you cross multiply, you're going to get a square root of 2 here. So that's just a quick reminder of how to do that. But it's just a good idea to remember this when you're doing integrals, because it's a lot easier to integrate this. So there's that little tidbit. You probably already know how to do that. I just wanted to go over that really quickly. All right. Also, since it's absolute value, I'm going to go ahead and pull this square root of 2 out and put it, square root of 2 is already positive. I can pull it out here. Since it's absolute value, we need to set this to 0. So if we have sine of x plus pi divided by 4 equals 0. Now, if we just had this as some theta, say, then that would be 0 and pi. But we have x is, our angle here is x plus pi divided by 4. So what we're going to do is just take x equals, we don't need the 0 because we already have it, but just use pi minus pi divided by 4. That's going to give you x is 3 pi divided by 4. So we have to consider that. All right, and let's substitute it back in. So if I substitute in sine of 3 pi divided by 4 plus pi divided by 4, that gives you sine of pi. And sine of pi equals 0. All right, so what we want to consider now is when we have 3 pi divided by 4 and pi. So if we have 0, our x is in between 0 and 3 pi divided by 4. That means our sine of x plus pi divided by 4, absolute value, is going to be positive. So I can write this as the square root of 2, and then I can write this as from 0 to pi divided by 4. Take away the absolute value signs and write sine of x plus pi divided by 4. All right. And then we want to subtract, and I'll put dx here. If we have from 3 pi divided by 4 is less than x is less than pi, then our absolute value of sine of x plus pi divided by 4 is going to be negative. So if it's negative, I can write minus the integral from 3 pi divided by 4 to 0 of sine of x plus pi divided by 4 dx. And I can take away this absolute values here. So that's just a quick thing on that. All right, now that we have that, and this whole thing is being multiplied by square root of 2, we can integrate this. So we're going to integrate this, and we're going to get, this is going to equal square root of 2 times negative cosine of x plus pi divided by 4, and put another parentheses here. Let's put this in brackets here. And we're evaluating this from 0 to 3 pi divided by 4. And then do it again, plus cosine of x plus pi divided by 4. And then integrate that from 3 pi divided by 4 to pi. So all we have to do is evaluate this, and we're going to get square root of 2, and we're going to have minus or negative cosine of pi minus cosine of pi divided by 4, and then plus, for the 0, we're going to get cosine of 5 pi divided by 4. That's what I'm adding the pi. And then for this piece, this is going to be minus cosine of pi. All right. All right. Now let's simplify this. This equals negative 1. So we're going to get square root of 2. And we're going to have negative times negative is 1 plus, and this is because it's negative. 2 negatives are going to make a positive. Cosine of pi divided by 4 is square root of 2 divided by 2. All right, plus, and then cosine of 5 pi divided by 4 is negative square root of 2 divided by 2. And then cosine of pi is negative 1. 2 negatives make a positive. All right. Now what happens is these two cancel out, and these two add up to 2. So our final answer is going to be 2 square root of 2. All right. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.